Before the pandemic, Boston was scheduled to host this year's national convention for the NAACP. Because of restrictions on large gatherings, many of this year's activities will be virtual, but they include sessions aimed at youth and young adults, along with community service efforts and a drive-in concert. To tell us what's planned for the president of the NAACP's Boston chapter, Tanisha Sullivan, and a partner in some of this year's events, an attorney with experience in government, nonprofit, and corporate sectors, Tavares Brewington. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank
Nice
you.
to be with you.
I want to start with Tanisha Sullivan because, like a lot of organizations, you have to change plans for your convention to make it a virtual event. But if you look at all of the events this year, the urgency reflected in the protests, how does that come into the mix?
Absolutely. Look, it's safety first. And we know, of course, we are, as the world is, really adjusting to the COVID-19 health pandemic. And so safety is paramount. And as a result, we are holding our convention virtually. That being said, the issues, the work of the NAACP still goes on as it started well before COVID-19 and certainly COVID-19 in some respects increases the urgency of the work. And so what we're doing is trying to make sure that the core issues relative to racial justice and racial equity remain at the center of what we're doing and what we're sharing with the country. But at the same time, recognizing that we are just in a climate right now that is rapidly changing. And I think changing in many respects in a good way, in the sense that we've got more people having a deeper understanding of the challenges that we are facing as a nation, as a commonwealth, as a city around racial equity and racial justice. We are hearing from more people, this kind of awakening, if you will, of, oh my goodness, is this what you all have been fighting for all this time? And even more so, we want to help. And so that has certainly created, I think, an open door for us to have more people join us in this work, more people join us in this fight. And so as we're thinking about the convention and convention-related conversations and activities, certainly all of that is being taken into consideration.
Tavares Brewington, you might think with the economic fallout from the pandemic, this is not the best time to focus on entrepreneurship, but maybe there are some reasons why this is an important time. What do you think?
I think it's really important. As everyone understands, we're in a period of unprecedented change. And with change comes opportunity. And what we want to do is equip the communities that we serve with the tools they need to take advantage of that opportunity. Entrepreneurship is exactly that. When we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about creative thinking, right? And having a framework by which to think creatively about problems that are presented in the community and have a methodology for how to come up with solutions for those problems. And that's what we hope to achieve with our programming this year.
What would be an example of a problem that a young person might want to solve? Let's say, it's hard to afford a mask, or it's hard to get people to want to wear a mask. Could that be an example of an opportunity?
Yeah, that's absolutely an opportunity. How do you create a mask that is attractive to different demographics to encourage folks to wear those? Another opportunity is, how do you innovate business models, right? Folks who have small businesses that now are faced with the aftermath of the COVID pandemic, how do you innovate your business model to make your customers come back and feel comfortable re-engaging with your business? And these are all the things that innovative thinking and design thinking can help with.
And I want to add to that. So last year, the NAACP launched an entrepreneurship boot camp with Street to Ivy and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We had about 20 some odd students who participated in that program. Of course, it was in person last year. It was so highly successful in the sense of, from a programmatic standpoint, and also just in the responses and the feedback we received from our young people, that we knew we wanted to have the program again this year. But here we are with COVID-19. And so We are launching the program aligned with the convention on August 3rd. It is now virtual. It is, we're calling it an Innovation Academy, and to Tavares' point, young people will have the opportunity to learn more about design thinking and how it can help them think, identify and resolve social challenges, as well as think about, from a business standpoint, how they might identify needs and develop businesses around that. This program, our Innovation Academy applications are available now. If you go to our website, naacpboston.com, the program will run for 5 weeks. Tavares will correct me if I'm wrong, 5 weeks. It'll take place on Tuesday evenings from 4:15 to 6:15. And really, again, one of the bright spots here is that because we are holding the program virtually this year, we have the opportunity to serve more young people. This is a phenomenal program, one that certainly is very high caliber. It is incredibly rigorous. Again, what we have found is that our young people, when they've been introduced to some of the principles that we talk about in this program, when they have the opportunity to engage with the professionals that we expose them to through this program, their interest is not only sparked, but really just their minds are expanded about what is possible. And so we certainly want to encourage folks, if you visit our website, naacpboston.com, you can look for youth programs, or you can go to our convention tab. Either will take you to more information about the program. But certainly, we're very fortunate to have this relationship with Tavares and his team, Street to Ivy, and also the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Tavares, first I should point out, you're the founder of Street to Ivy. I looked at the promotional video for the program, and I know you want to get out there that this is not just for MBAs. And one of the things I loved in that video was a young person who said, I'm learning things here I wasn't being given a chance to learn in school. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's really motivational in the sense that we want people to dream big and think outside the box. And I know those sound like generic terms, but we give them a framework by which to do that. And to Tanisha's point, the students last year got really excited about that. When you walk outside your front door, you may see a problem, but now after going through our program, you see an opportunity to create a solution to solve that problem. And that's what we need today. We need a army of design thinkers to help us solve all of the issues that we face as a community.
Tanisha, this one area feeds into bigger areas as well, because you could have businesses starting up and then you get another problem to solve, the racial gap in contracting opportunities, for example. How do those things come together?
Look, I think it's critically important that, to your point, there's always going to be a problem to solve. I mean, that's just part of life. What we need to make sure we're equipping young people with are the tools they need to be able to confront any challenge, right? That's where the design thinking comes into place. That's where, helping young people understand how they can unlock their innovative thinking, their creativity. So regardless of what the problem is, they have the elements they need to be able to tackle it. And so that feeds into education. Look, we are in the midst of a public health pandemic. We know that school buildings have been closed since March, and who knows when they will open again. But education needs to continue. Learning needs to continue. And one of the greatest gifts we can give to our young people at any point in time is the gift of learning how to learn. It's the gift of learning how to, again, kind of unlock your mind so that regardless of what you're doing, what environment you're in, you know how to tap into really the unique gifts, skills, and talents that you have within to address them. And so this program, again, I think is critically important. It was important last year when we launched it, but it's even more important now because it serves, again, as an opportunity for young people to be exposed to incredible rigor from a learning standpoint. It provides young people with the opportunity to identify and better understand the skills they need to be better thinkers going forward. And of course, it's helping to fill a gap that has been created from an education standpoint as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, and one other thing that I would add is that we really come at the program and try and teach our kids that their experiences are valuable. You talk about needing to have an MBA, and that's not true. Every day in our unique experiences, we have value. And on any given day with any given problem, your unique perspective could be the answer. And that's what we want to teach our young people, that they are valuable in and of themselves.
Yeah.
Their experience is valuable. And it could be the thing that we need to solve a problem, their perspective.
Absolutely. And Tavares and I both come to this look, certainly valuing education and understanding how important it can be. We are both, lawyers, we are both MBAs. So we've done that. And that, in fact, I think helps us to be even, uniquely positioned to speak on the benefit of this program. We've been through the formalized training. And so we know what that looks like. We have colleagues, that are incredibly successful in business and industry, right? So we know what it takes to be successful. And Tavares knows what it takes to be successful. And so what we do know is that our young people, yes, we want to encourage them to value education, but at the same time, we want them to know that regardless, even as they pull up to the table with us on day one, that they have contributions to make. To Tavares' point, the experiences that they've had to date are just as valuable as the experiences and expertise of someone who is going through an MBA program or some other professional program. That's important too.
Finally, I know you have too many things on the schedule here that we can cover in our brief segment, and then you've got the music concert that's coming up in Dorchester as well. So if people want more details on that, where should they go look for that?
Yes, NAACPBoston.com. Join us this weekend for Freedom Weekend. We're kicking it off with a drive-in soul music concert. Critically important that we support our artists who've been unable to really work during the COVID-19 pandemic, so we're excited about that. And then on Saturday, August 1st, we have a day of action and service where we will be giving back to our community here in the city of Boston, both in person, and also there are virtual volunteer opportunities. So folks can visit us at naacpboston.com to register for either of those, and they're both free. So we're looking forward to having a wonderful weekend.